It's time now to kiki and have fun and also learn a few things with my handsome and gorgeous niece and nephew, Nadesh and Jude. They're here today and looking fabulous because, they related to me.
Thank you.
And we all wearing black because it's a metaphor for staying in the black financially. We ain't trying to be in debt.
Right.
So I want to welcome you guys to Crawl Before You Ball. Thank y'all
Thank
so
you.
much.
How are you? Thank you for having us.
And I'm part of the glasses tribe too, but Ty won't let me wear my glasses because of the glare.
But I was thinking, am I okay with mine on?
Y'all are fine.
Okay.
Y'all are fine. So I think that my nephew Jude has a question for TT. What's your question, darling?
Yes, ma'am. Titi, I would like to know, my wife and I, even though we have a 401k and an IRA, we want to know if you have any advice for us to better get ready for the future for ourselves and our children and our retirement. Any suggestion there?
Yes, and that's a wonderful question. So I'll start with for the kids. Do you have a 529 plan for the kids?
I'm not sure what we have. We set it up a while ago. We do have a plan for the children on the side. Yes.
Okay. Well, I want you to find out what it is and let TT know. They're going to send you my email offline.
Okay.
What it is. I like 529 plans. You put up money as an investment account for kids so they can use the money for college. But I am also a big fan of UTMA custodial accounts. Don't worry, we'll send y'all all this stuff. But they allow family members, everybody, you, aunties, Auntie Buffie, uncles, grandma, grandpa, on milestones of their life to, instead of spending money on toys, they could put $25 in this investment account for the kid. They could put $50 or $100 in addition to you saving for your child's future. Mm-hmm. And the great thing about custodial accounts is what happens when your kid decides they don't want to go to college. Right. That's what happened in my family. My nephews both decided that ain't for me. They tried it. We paid the money for a couple quarters and they were like, it ain't for me. I'm out. And so one of them decided to go in the military. The other decided to go into a trade and start working in the family business. And so what do you do then if you have a 529 plan? With a 529 plan, you would be subjected to penalties for taking the money out. But with a UTMA, you can use the money for whatever you want. The kid can start their own business. Your kid could take a gap year and go see the world, which is what we told our nephews to do, because you need to learn about yourself and determine what you really want to do. And oftentimes people that look like us aren't afforded that opportunity.
No.
Right. And, you can use it to pay for a wedding, buy their first house, buy a car from, whatever you want to do. And there's no penalty and it grows tax advantage and all the other stuff that 529 plans do. But a TT loves a UTMA. And it also gets the family to stop wasting money on all them darn toys, because kids ain't paying them toys. They play with the box.
They sure don't.
Now, in terms for you guys, you said that you have 401k, which you're maxing out, and hopefully your companies are matching and all that good stuff. And you have an IRA that you're maxing out and forgetting about and not touching, right?
Right.
So Auntie's favorite appreciating asset is land, because they're not making any more of it. Buy property. If you own your own home already, that's great. But the next thing you need to do is buy some investment properties. They ain't making no more land. You see BlackRock and Vanguard and all these big companies and all these big multimillionaires and billionaires. You know what they're doing? They're buying up farmland. They're buying up land in the country. They're buying up land near swamps. They're kicking black people out their grandmama house. They're gentrifying areas. You know why? Because that's an asset that they can't create. There's a limited supply of land. And so like my grandmother told me, and I talk about in my book, Crawl Before You Ball, they ain't making no more land. So acquire as much of it as you can and keep it and don't sell it.
All right. That makes sense. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Now, Nadesh, you have a question for TT, right?
Yes, I do have a question. So we've been married for 15 years. We've been friends.
Wait. We're going to have a...
Thank you.
Hallelujah for 15 years. Congrats. Yes. Sorry. Auntie now had some Coca-Cola today. Go ahead.
No, thank you. And we've been friends for over 30 years. But although we've been married and friends for such a long time, we do experience seasons where, because of my past, my history of dealing with sexual trauma, we do go through seasons where there's doubt in the relationship. There's uncertainty. And you know how we can be sometimes as women questioning our husbands and things like that. And I do that with him. And so we're trying to figure out, how do we get past these uncertain seasons, these doubtful seasons? How can we get past through that? And also, how can we end the cycle? And how can my husband get into a place where he doesn't have to always have to prove himself in the relationship?
Thank you so much for sharing that with me. And I'm so sorry about your past dealing with sexual assault. I'm so sorry about that, darling. I really appreciate your openness and vulnerability and willingness to share with our audience. I will say this. Are you in therapy?
Yes, yes.
Are you in joint therapy and couples therapy?
I'm doing therapy myself. We're not doing joint therapy right now.
So I'm married to a psychiatrist. Disclaimer.
Okay.
Disclaimer, I'm married to a psychiatrist and I believe in couples therapy. So obviously I have therapy for myself, for my own things that I need to talk about with my therapist,
Right.
and to feel heard, and to complain about my husband when I need to, and whatever I need to do. But so that my husband, because people would think, oh, he's a psychiatrist, he understands. No, he's my husband. He's not my psychiatrist.
Right.
And so sometimes you need a third party to hear you both. And so to help you have exercises and homework so that you can figure out to navigate this landscape together. You working on yourself independently is great, but that's not going to help Jude, right?
Right.
You all need to be together in separate. I'm not saying cancel your therapy. Keep doing that. And listen, I'll be in therapy the rest of my life. It is the best thing I do. It's every Thursday at noon. And I love that now I can do telemedicine where I ain't got to leave my house. It's the best thing in the world.
Yes.
And more of us need to do therapy. And more couples should have therapy, even when things are great, not just when you're in those seasons of doubt and things are going on, because you got to work together. It's a lot. Even when you've been together 15 years, or Uncle Dave and I haven't been together, married for 20 and together 25. There's still things that you learn about each other every day. There's still insecurities, new insecurities that pop up, and self-doubt and problems. And, men and women speak different languages. And sometimes, and listen, I'm a woman too, girl. I know.
True.
Sometimes I'm sure Jude is doing everything in the world, child. And you just like,
you got it.
and Jude is like, what did I do wrong? We got to have somebody else interpret us. We just do. Women are complex beings, and we got the right chromosomes. They got weird ones, and and so we've got to help them understand us, and then also you got to understand him better. And sometimes you need an expert to help navigate that. And like I tell people, like my husband and I are in therapy, been in therapy for years, and it's a fairy tale over here, but sometimes it ain't no darn fairy tale. Living with somebody is hard. It is.
Yes, it is.
It is. Adjusting and compromising constantly. And then you throw beautiful children into the mix who it's got to be all about them babies. And then your partner feels neglected or you feel tired. You got to have somebody else be a third party so you both can speak to your issues and have somebody help y'all navigate a way to get through that. And I want you to know that having seasons of doubt and having seasons where y'all ain't quite feeling yourselves, that's totally normal. It is. It's no indication of any problems in your relationship whatsoever. But, get somebody, talk to, you may not need to talk to somebody every week. Maybe do it once a month. Maybe do it quarterly. Just a refresher. Y'all got good insurance, I'm sure. Go on and use it.
Yes, we do. Yes, we need to use our resources. Thank you.
Do you have another question for me, darling?
Yes, ma'am. So my wife thinks that I have a superhero tendency or problem. I tend to gravitate, or people with issues tend to gravitate towards me. And it seems to bring a lot of high level of stress in our household. What would you suggest of how to deal with that for me not to feel like a failure?
Oh my goodness, darling. So you're on a high vibration, I can tell. And that's why people navigate to you. You have good energy and your wife is protective. That's what this is. It's not that she doesn't want you to spread that goodness and save the world, but your first priority and only priority really needs to be her and the kids. And she probably sees some people taking advantage of your goodness. And she wants you to conserve your energy, not be stressed out, because when you're out there saving the world all the time, you could get cortisol. It's gonna make you gain weight. You're gonna be stressed and haggard and not be able to enjoy your life.
Mm-hmm.
And there's nothing wrong with wanting to help folks, but it's just it's too many people out here that's just takers who don't give.
Right.
And I don't want you to feel like a failure in the things that you know you have to do because you're so burdened with the things that you want to do. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
And you've got to set up healthy boundaries. And it's very difficult to do. I'm a fixer also, and I work on this in therapy. You've got to set up healthy boundaries. Blame them kids. No, I can't do it. I got kids at the house. I can't pay the bill for you. Right. I got 2 kids at the house and a wife, and we trying to build things. Blame Auntie Buffie. She told me no. The answer's no. No is a complete sentence. And you're not a bad person to say no. You got a whole family over there.
Yes.
Nephew.
Yes.
You got a whole family. That's all you need to be worried about. Period. You got a whole family. And don't allow other people to guilt you into continuing to be Superman for them. It's not right. Some people do it unconsciously. Some people are very deliberate about it. They're takers, and they can sense people with a high vibration. They're vibrational vampires, and they suck all of the energy out of you. Have you ever found when you help those people, you're exhausted afterwards? Yes. And you have no time for your wife and no time for the kids, for somebody that is what in your life? A child. Yeah. And it's okay to help people, but you have a partner. Run it by her.
Yes.
She'll gut check.
Yes.
She knows you. That's what marriage is about, to have a partner. And she'll tell you nope, or she'll say yes. I mean, if it's your mama or somebody to a certain extent. If family, she may say yeah. That's why you have a partner. You rely upon your partner. And it's okay to be a good person. Be good to yourself and be good to your wife and them 2 babies you got at the house. That's my advice.
Yes, awesome. Thank you so much. Wow. Thank you so much. That was really good. Thank you.
Thank you. I really appreciate y'all being on today. Y'all be productive. Continue being productive in this world. Keep loving on them babies. Buy you some land. Land. They ain't making no more of that.
Yes.
Right? And get that UTMA account for those babies, and tell the family to quit buying all them stupid toys. The babies don't need toys. They need money. Mom and dad can buy the toys. Okay.
Yes, we will.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. We'll put that on the Christmas list.
That's right. If you have a question for TT, please text CBYB to 404-737-1091.